for Who Wants to Win a Pizza. Lomas likes pizza. We found out yesterday if you don't feed Lomas, he gets very angry. So, did you come with a full stomach today?
I was just nourished.
Okay, you were just nourished.
I am nourished.
There we go. The cafeteria is out of food, and we're moving on. We're playing the more likely game. What is the first question?
More likely for the Jets, a Tebow touchdown or a McKnight interception? Go CT.
Tim Tebow has just 7 carries this year and no touchdowns. Sounds pretty good so far. He's facing a Niners team which is stingy against the rush, while Jets running back Joe McKnight will be playing cornerback, a position he hasn't played since high school. So, Lomas, which is more likely, a Tebow touchdown or a McKnight interception?
Oh, I'm going with the Tim Tebow touchdown.
Oh, you are? Please explain.
And the reason why?
Yeah, explain.
To be good at something, you have to buy in. I don't think McKnight has bought into being a defensive back, so I don't think he's going to be particularly good back there. So I'm going to go with Timmy Tebow.
We also know that Tebow is pretty efficient if you can give him carries near the goal line. We don't even know if McKnight can play corner at an elevated level, so I agree.
You really just think it's going to be that bad?
Interceptions are hard to get for great.
Wow, nation.
More likely for Michael Vick, 4 touchdowns or 4 turnovers. Go CT.
Whoa, Michael Vick. Yeah, he's been struggling mightily with turnovers thus far this season. In just 3 games, he has already thrown 6 interceptions and lost 3 fumbles, and now he's facing a tough Giants defense. Colin, which is more likely, 4 touchdowns or 4 turnovers?
Now, you would think because the Giants pass rush, and generally Vick does not have a great deal of awareness on edge rush. He can watch the linebackers. But I think Andy Reid's going to make a point to run the football, reducing the number of throws, limiting the turnovers. I do think...
4 touchdowns?
It's a lot, but Vick could run for 1, throw for 3. And I just think the New York Giants... I think the Giants on the back end are susceptible if Vick gets hot. Deshaun Jackson,
This is a great Sunday night matchup. What do you got, Lomas? 4 touchdowns or turnovers?
I'm going with the turnovers. The reason why is I think sometimes coaches, offensive coordinators get drunk on their power. They know they got weapons at the wide receiver position. And they just want to use them. They just want to throw the ball deep. They want to put them in harm's way, making them take 5, 7-step drops.
Do they want to do that with a guy like him who's prone to injury?
Exactly. Why would you?
I don't know. Well, Lomas, it doesn't matter. You got it right. That's all we know. Next.
More likely for Chris Johnson, under 10 yards or over 50 yards. Go CT.
Titans running back Chris Johnson can't get anything going this season. His highest rushing game, you guys, has been 24 yards. And now he's facing the Texans, possibly the league's best defense. So Lomas, more likely, Chris Johnson under 10 yards or over 50. Under 10, ouch.
I'm going over.
Oh, okay.
I'll go over 50.
You'd hope so. He's only had 24 this year.
Now,
it's his highest in 1 game.
What they need to do, this is the 4th game of the season, they have to figure out whether he's going to be a big part of this offense or not.
Well, you have to. You paid him.
Well, it seems that way, but he got, what, in 1 game, he got, what, 9 carries? He hadn't carried the ball a lot. So I don't know if he's really a big part of this offense, but they need to make a decision.
Also, with Jake Locker, a young quarterback, you are going to try to establish a running game. You have to if you're Tennessee. So my feeling is to protect Locker, play action. They'll feed him the ball more than they have.
Texans defense.
Can you imagine asking this question a year ago?
No, he held out for the money, and then he still hasn't been productive. More like our next question. What do we got?
More likely for RG3, over 400 or under 200. Go, Carissa.
This is my guy. RG3 has been awesome this year, but has not had a 400-yard passing game. It's the passing league. We're actually asking this question. That may change, though, when he takes on the Buccaneers, who are dead last in NFL pass defense. Colin, more likely RG3 over 400 or under 200?
It is a road game.
You guys like RG3, don't you?
This isn't a shot at RG3. I just think that's a lot of yards. That's kind of Eli Brady territory, and I don't think the Redskins have the weapons. Whereas I do think Washington could establish the run, dominate the line of scrimmage. He could throw for 192 TDs, and it'd be a good afternoon. That is a gigantic number, considering they don't have a ton of weapons.
I like your explanation, but I can't vote for that.
Yeah.
Lomas, go over 400. Do it, Lomas.
I got to go here.
Oh, come on, Lomas. Take
I'm
a
going to tell you
chance.
why I'm going there. The only reason is because he went to the coach complaining about getting hit. And, you know, they want to keep this guy out of harm's way. They have to protect RG3.
So he should throw the ball.
Right. So I'm thinking he might throw the ball, but
You just think 400's too
And
much?
remember,
Just
Tampa
too much.
is probably the league's most anemic offense. A conservative game plan can still
Not
get
by
you
a
a
lot.
win.
Yeah.
Ooh, those moves.
Right.
Who knew? Next question.
Yeah, who knew?
Last one more likely for Peyton. 3 touchdowns or 3 picks. Go, Carissa.
Peyton Manning has thrown 3 picks this year, but they all came in one quarter, the game against the Falcons. Now, Peyton is up against a Raiders defense, which is terrible against the pass. Lomas, I've made 3 Charles Barkley's references to terrible in the last 3 days. More likely, Peyton Manning throws 3 touchdowns or interceptions.
I'm going with the touchdowns.
Oh, no what?
Give me the team.
You didn't even hesitate,
No
big fella.
hesitation. He's starting to get his legs up under him. He's starting to understand this offense more and more.
Let's ask you, you played on the offensive line for 18 years. What is that like having a new quarterback? Now, granted, albeit it's Peyton Manning, but
Right.
still that communication, because it's looked a little frazzled at
Exactly.
times.
It's getting used to a different voice, a different cadence, you know, where he sets up in the pockets. It's a lot of little subtleties that go into breaking in a new quarterback.
Totally agree. We should also remember they've played Houston, they've played Atlanta,
Yeah.
2 of the top 3 teams in the league. I think they win. I think the Raiders are a pretty tough test, though. I like what I see out of Oakland.